and we'll make these tiny little strips. They're called lattice. Lattices? Lati? Who knows? We should find out though. If you find out, let me know. Hi, hello. Welcome back to another episode of Alt Baking Bootcamp with Well+Good. My name is Sasha and I'm a trainer, baker, and nutrition coach in New York City. And today we're gonna make the most simple, the most scrumptious, vegan and gluten-free cherry pie. This pie, we're gonna make it gluten-free and vegan. That way you can take this pie absolutely anywhere because pie is meant to be shared. Let's dive in. Here I'm using two different types of gluten-free flours. We've got oat flour and we've got super fine almond flour. Everything goes in the food processor, we combine it, it becomes a sticky ball of dough, and then you freeze it, and it's that easy. I'm gonna go with maple syrup first. Ta-da! Here I've got two different extracts. I've got almond and I've got vanilla. So dump that right on in, and do not fret if you don't have almond extract. It's not crucial to the recipe, but it's going to bring out the beautiful nutty aroma of the almond flour, and I just like it as a nice little addition. So we're gonna go right in, almond flour, and then I'm sure you've already set your eyes on this heaping half cup of cashew butter. Ta-da! That was so satisfying. Cool. Right? Am I wrong? I'm pretty sure it goes this way. Ah, then that way. And then pulse. So you're gonna see this start to combine slowly. And as the flours start to absorb your maple syrup and your cashew butter, it should form a really sticky dough that should start to stick to itself and then form a little ball. So you can see it's already starting to stick to itself, and it should not stick to your hand. And you'll notice that it's kind of oily. That's just the natural oils from your cashew butter. All right. Safety first, let's remove the blade before we go sticking our hands in there. Sweet. So let's just press this into a very tight, clean ball. So satisfying. And then, once that's done, you're gonna put it in the freezer. And people are like, why do I need to chill my cookie dough? Why do I need to chill my pie crust? Why does my butter need to be cold? You have to understand that when you're manipulating whatever fat that you're using it as an ingredient or as a binder, when you start to chill it, that's when some of the magic binding happens. And so if you've ever made a batch of cookies and they kind of spread out and became really flat when you put them in the oven, it's likely that you didn't chill your dough and it just started to melt immediately rather than bake with volume. And so just put your dough in the freezer, 15 minutes. First things first, this is my tapioca starch, and it's a thickener. So if you have like cornstarch or arrowroot starch, that all works just as well. But to ensure that you're not getting any lumps of this starchy stuff, I'm gonna dissolve it first in my maple syrup, then add the cinnamon, and then add in my cherries. Whoop. Starch avalanche. Okay, nice little whisk. Okay, lovely, perfect. Now we're gonna go with the cinnamon. I'm using 2 teaspoons. Cool. So now our heaping bowl of cherries. I'm gonna go liquid first, and then be careful because you don't want it to splash back at you. Gently help it out. Wonderful. you'll start to see that the liquid that was like a very pronounced dark red is now kind of turning into like a creamy pinky color, and that's going to be that starch doing exactly what we want it to, which is absorbing that liquid. All right, so this looks pretty lovely to me. We're going to add just a little bit of acid in the form of lemon juice, just to help really bring out the tartness of the cherries. So again, frozen produce is frozen and packaged at peak seasonality. So wherever they got these cherries, they were delicious and sweet and tart at the perfect moment, and then they froze them to really retain all of those delicious flavors. And we're just adding a little lemon to help bring those flavors back out. Ta-da. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. I love saying that. Okay, so you just want to dissolve any dry ingredients into the liquid, and then we can just let that kind of hang out while we roll out our dough. The one ingredient that I have not added in yet is this brown sugar, and that's actually going to go on top once we've already filled the crust with the filling. All right, so this looks good. We're going to set it off to the side, and let's check in on our dough. Here's our dough. It's chilled. We're gonna move quickly here. So look alive, team. What we're gonna start with is cutting it in half, all right? So I'm gonna take this nifty bench scraper, and if you don't have one at home, a knife would work just fine. And then I'm gonna put that back in the freezer while I roll out this half, all right? So we've got a little bit of white rice flour here, and the reason why I like white rice flour is because it's really absorbent. And so anything that might even think about getting stuck to this countertop is not. We've got our roller. I'm gonna start by just rolling out to the sides. And if some cracking happens, that's okay. As it gets thinner, the cracks will be filled. Looks pretty good to me. All right, now we just have to pray that it did not get stuck to the countertop, and we'll have to try to transfer it to our pre-greased tart pan. Okay, let's roll her out. Ba-bam. Oh, whew. That was a close one. Okay, so what's gonna happen here is obviously some excess is gonna come off, and that's totally fine. You wanna gently press it into the edges. You wanna make sure that any little cracks that might be happening on the bottom get filled with your excess dough. Ta-da. Cool. And essentially what you're gonna do is take the other half of your dough, we'll roll it out again, and we'll make these tiny little strips. They're called lattice. All right, so in the meantime, pressing it all down, I'm going to now put my filling in. Yay, filling time. And just make sure that nothing has settled at the bottom. And do not fret. I know it looks really liquidy and you're confused as to how that is going to turn into a beautiful, like jammy, tart filling. But once it bakes, the tapioca starch is gonna do its thing, and you're gonna be amazed. All right, so I wanna just ensure that all my cherries have kind of pushed out to the edges so that I have a nice even layer, and every slice should have, you know, approximately the same amount. Here is where that nifty, golden, delicious brown sugar is going to get its chance to shine. All you're going to do is generously sprinkle your brown sugar right on top of the filling. And what's gonna happen when you put this in the oven is all of this caramelly golden brown sugar is going to crystallize and caramelize and create this really sweet, crunchy exterior. Mwah. I have some sugar on my mouth. Great, so you just wanna be able to see it. I can see it just fine. And now we're gonna roll out our other half of dough and create our lattice. So I'm gonna very carefully send this off to the side. Beautiful. A little bit of flour. Okay, So essentially all you're going to do is roll it out into a very thin layer, again, similar to the way that we just did our base, but we're going to want to then cut them and create these strips to go across the whole pie with. I'm just bringing this over as an unofficial measurement, so I'm gonna cut that top off. Ta-da! Cut that bottom off. Ta-da! And then really, I'm not gonna take a measuring tape out and be like, this is exactly 1 inch. We're just gonna eyeball it. We're gonna try to make it straight, and we're gonna smile while we do it. Oh, beautiful. All right, so we're just not gonna fiddle with it too much. Gently press it onto the edges. It's okay if some of the filling starts to creep up on the edges. Totally fine. Done. Let's get to the next one. So we've done all the dirty work, and now we're gonna put it in the oven, which has been preheating at 325 for 30 minutes. Check on it halfway through, rotate it, and then I'll meet you back here in 30. Look at her. She's so beautiful. All right, let's dive right in. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to try this. It is just so pretty, and like big chunks of cherries, beautiful lattice on top. We really earned that lattice too, so we should enjoy it. I'm going in. Reminds me of like a cherry Pop-Tart, just like sweet but tart and so fruity. Oh. Okay, this crust is just wowing me. It's dense, it's tasty, it's nutty, it's buttery. It's so good, and it's just gonna really surprise you in contrast to your typical pie crust. So if you really wanna try something fun and new, subscribe to Well+Good for more recipes just like this. See you next time.